Hello, guys. So we are talking today about PCE news that's coming out very shortly. Also, we're going to be talking mainly looking at the technical, seeing why we've had a bit of momentum come out of the, potentially a bit of momentum coming out, a bit of profit taking happening, but we'll get into that in a quick second. AJ, how are you today and how are you feeling about the old crypto market?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. And yeah, as you said, I do think the crypto market is losing a bit of steam, and we will get into that today. We've had this nice run to the upside, but it can't continue. We do have to have a slight pullback before we can see, another run to the upside. So for me, having a slight pullback isn't all that bad. And I would like to see that slight pullback before we then continue that upside as well. But I also have something else to show you that could be, another bearish signal. So we will look at that as well. We've got to take in all the different angles, don't we?
Different angles, I know. But see, no one likes to. No, we don't like to hear that. The bear word.
Yeah,
Not that's not what
yeah.
anyone wants. But anyway, so I'm just going to quickly look. As you guys can see here, in 5 minutes time, 5 minutes time, we have a bit of news coming out. It's the PCE numbers. Now, you guys are probably going to be like, wait, what? Like, I thought we had CPI. Why does this look is this CPI? No, it's not. So it's not CPI. What it is, and this is the textbook definition here in the old summary. So the personal consumption expenditure price index, say that 100 times fast, provides a measure of the price paid for domestic purchases of goods and services. This is basically stuff you buy around the house. So while the CPI assumes a fixed basket of goods and uses expenditure goods and okay. This is more difficult. Why is this so hard? So while the CPI assumes a fixed basket of goods and uses expenditure weights that do not change over time, basically it's fixed. They do not change over time for several years. The personal consumption expenditure price index uses a chain index and resorts on expenditure data. So to boil it down, the PCE is basically what people are actually buying. The CPI is just like, okay, let's put, we'll put bread in there and we'll leave it there for years. The PCE is actually going to be like, well, maybe because of, I don't know, a tornado, everyone's buying now. What do we call it? Like, I don't know, some kind of tornado protection or like a shovel or something like that. So it kind of changes with what's actually happening. So that this is arguably a little bit more accurate. But anyway, so this is coming out and this is going to give us, it's basically like an inflation data print. So we're going to see what this says in 4 minutes time. But just to move on quickly, and we'll jump into a bit of technical analysis. Looking at this was a tweet by Mustache, very cool name, El Crypto Prof. Another huge sign that the current downtrend is over. So it's interesting that, we are having a look at these different indicators and we are seeing more coming to light. Bitcoin tries to break the EMA ribbon, downwards. The last time this happened, Bitcoin went up almost 140% in price.
Yeah.
Volume underlines the breakout and is even more violent in 2021, which obviously here, low volume, here, massive volume. So he's saying, look, this is actually a really, really good sign. AJ, what does it look like technically? What is it that we're actually, we're currently seeing here on the charts?
Yeah, well, just to start off with that sort of EMA ribbon, that has been respected, very, very well in the past. I haven't looked at it recently because we have had, a little fake out here, and we had another one as well. But before this has been, very, very well respected, and this is just, proof that indicators can, be very, very helpful, but they're not 100% accurate all the time. And before this here, I think this was almost 100% accurate before we had this little fake out here. But yeah, it's looking good that we are sort of about to flip bullish on this EMA ribbon indicator. That's a very, very bullish sign. But looking technically, in the shorter term, we can see we've had these nice big green candles. Yes, they are great. And we would love to see more of them. But in between that, we do need to have a slight retracement. And I do personally think we are losing a little bit of steam within Bitcoin and within Ethereum. And I think, a slight little pullback could be something very, very healthy for Bitcoin right now. So what we can see on this chart here is obviously, we've broken above this previous resistance, and we did actually use it as support here. It was only a wick of the candle, but we did in fact use it as support. But what I'm looking at now, and just to add on to that, sorry, I am in a current long position. When we did break to the upside out of this downwards trending yellow line here, I did open up a long position. And as we came down and tested the support here, I did scale that position down. So I am in a long position right now, and it is in some nice profits. But we are most likely going to see a little bit of a pullback in the shorter term. So first of all, looking at the indicators, we are in that overextended area. So that signals to us we could have a shorter term retracement. This is on the 12-hour, but we could have that retracement. What else am I looking at? I am looking at a bearish divergence. These almost, 90% of the time do play out. And, what we are seeing here is we are seeing higher highs on the price action chart. If I just pull my pen out, you can see we've got the first high here and then the second high here, which is a little bit higher than the first one. And what we are looking at on the RSI is we are seeing lower lows. This is indicating, and this is a textbook bearish divergence. And as you can see, we are getting some slight bearish price action, but also this big wick to the upside is quite bearish as well. So as of right now, I do think we are going to have a slight pullback in that shorter term before we can
Quick
see
one.
any. Yeah.
I was just going to say, can you bring us onto a slightly lower time frame? Maybe go for like a 1 minute, just because what we're
1 minute,
seeing here, just to keep everybody up to date, is that the PCE, the print has come out at 6.8%. So as some of you may know, the Fed usually only really care about the core, not what it actually is for the actual people who actually live in the country. So the which I think is it's wrong, but anyway, the numbers are out 6.8% versus a versus a previous 6.3%, and again it's above forecast, or above what was forecast on core as well. So just want to give you that little bit of an update, and also shout out to Mexico for a positive GDP. Go on, boy. They're not in a recession. But let's see if this has actually had any effect on the markets here.
Yeah, well, technically, we're not in a recession, are we? Because they've changed the definition.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, you're never in a recession if you change what it means.
Yeah.
So this is us on the. Is it the minute here?
This is the minutes. Did it come out at 12:30 British time?
It did.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
no. It was just now. So
just now.
You're still 3 hours behind, right?
12:30. Yeah. Well, 12:30 my time. I'm 3 hours behind
Is it
you.
12:30 for you?
Yeah. No, 1:30. Sorry. What am I talking about?
Okay. Yeah, no, 1:30. So yeah. So
1:30.
not really. You've had a minute. Not really too much as kind of changed, really. I guess it's maybe because people don't really watch it as much. But it's seeing that inflation, or what people are actually buying, the cost is kind of higher. I would kind of expect this to have a bit of a negative, like a slight negative effect. Oh, there we go. I kind of expect it to have a slightly more negative effect because the Fed are not going to raise rates for another 2 months. So it could be that we kind of sit amongst this high levels of inflation for a little bit longer. But it'd be interesting to see what the actual CPI print comes out. Now that this has come in half a percentage point higher than previously.
Yeah. On the 5 minute, we could be forming some sort of double bottom if we do find a bottom close to this one here. See what happens there.
Anyway.
But it does look like we are getting a slight bearish reaction to that, but nothing too extreme.
Nothing major. Let's have a look at Ethereum. So I know there's a couple different points that I know we wanted to mention there.
Yes, on the shorter time frame or any time frame?
No. Let's just keep it longer. Keep big picture.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for Ethereum, we are coming into sort of major resistance, and this is sort of why I think we are losing steam as well because we are coming into major resistance. Bitcoin is also coming into major resistance. I will show you that very bearish chart that I'm looking at in a moment. But as of right now, this level here, which is the $1,700 level approximately, as of right now, it looks like we are getting a slight rejection from it. You can see that when we are above this level, we can see lots of support along this level. And even if we go all the way back to 2021, June 2021, we found nice support there. July 2021, lots of support along there. And even, back in March when we were below it, we used it as slight resistance. You can see lots of resistance at this level, but also support when we are above it. And we were trading along this level for, a few months, back in February 2021, used it as resistance. And throughout February, when we broke above it, we used it as support. So this is a very, very critical level. You can see that we do respect this level very, very well. And as of right now, we are getting a slight rejection. This is more indication to me that we are going to have a slight retracement for Ethereum. The indicators are sort of in that oversold vicinity. We are also forming a bearish divergence on the Ethereum 12-hour. You can see price action is going towards the upside. And then on the RSI, we're getting momentum towards the downside. This is textbook bearish divergence. So for me, it does look like we are going to get a slight retracement. And just going back to Bitcoin quickly, I wanted to show you this chart here. This is the Bitcoin daily chart. We can see this rising channel that I've drawn. We did have this rising channel charted out a little bit different, but now it's a lot bigger, this rising channel, and we are getting rejected as of right now from that major resistance at the top. And you can see we have been rejected from this level a lot. So this is another reason why I think we are losing steam in the shorter term, and we are going to see a little bit of a retracement. We are also seeing a bearish divergence on that daily. So RSI, you can see slight momentum towards the downside, and on the price action, Bitcoin price action chart, you can see we are getting those higher highs. This is indicating to us that we are getting a bearish divergence. This is a textbook bearish divergence, like I showed you on the 12-hour, I think it was as well. So for me, a little bit of a pullback in the shorter term is something that is what I'm anticipating. We are getting the exact same thing on Ethereum. So I think, we're going to see Ethereum have a slight pullback as well. And, it's a healthy pullback, I think. What do you think? I don't think it's going to be a massive pullback, Ben. I think, we are going to have a slight healthy pullback before we see price action towards the upside again.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, I think that there has to be a bit of a pullback. You can't see that level of momentum, to the upside like those kind of two previous massive candles without
Yeah.
having a bit of a pullback, which is it's very reasonable. It's expected. Happens in all markets, and so I think for now I would personally be maybe wait to see what's going to happen with this yellow line that we're approaching,
Yeah.
and everybody can see on the screen. But yeah, I think we are going to see a bit of movement to the downside, and then that'll be a good accumulation phase.
Yeah, definitely. Let those indicators reset before moving to the upside again. Devon Smith has asked, have you backtested this bearish divergence hit rate? I have backtested it, and we've got a free course coming out, and I have backtested it on there for you. I've got a trading strategy that I use, which includes this bearish divergence this bearish divergence pattern, and I have backtested it on there. From the top of my head, I'm not sure what the exact backtesting figures are, but I know I backtested it over the course of 2021 on Bitcoin 4-hour and the 1-hour, and some higher time frames as well. I have backtested it, and it is a very, very solid indicator to use, and I do use it every day in my trading, in my day-to-day trading life, and for me it has been very successful, and I do trust these bearish divergence patterns. And looking at it now, we are getting that rejection from this blue line here and this white line on Ethereum. And initially, I do think we are going to get that pullback. But, me and Ben were looking at this. We just take a long on this pullback. As of right now, I am long already. I have opened up a long position when we broke to the upside out of this yellow line here when we broke to the upside and we had a slight pullback back to the support. I did open quite a big long position, and it is in nice profits as of right now. I'm going to keep that open if we do, have this pullback, and I am just going to scale that down if we do go below my entry point. But as of right now, it's sitting in some nice profits. But me and Ben were looking at this before we went live, and for me, Ben, it's looking very similar to 2016, 2017. If you'd ask me, looking at this chart here, what we can see is we can see an ascending triangle, so this horizontal line here, and this diagonal line towards the upside here. And we got a fake out. This is, one of the biggest parts. This is 2016, 2017, just to make you aware. We got this fake out of this ascending triangle. And we did, in fact, break to the downside of this ascending triangle, hitting the target perfectly at the bottom of that ascending triangle. And then what we saw was the price reverse and have this parabolic run towards the upside when we got this cross on the RSI MA. And we can see that the RSI was trending towards the downside. It was making lower lows. When we broke that lower highs and lower low pattern, we did see this parabolic run towards the upside. Just to make you aware, again, this was back in 2016, 2017. But we are seeing this exact scenario play out right now. You can see that we are getting this fake out. We've had this fake out of this ascending triangle. And then, unfortunately, we broke towards the downside of this ascending triangle. Then we did hit the target at the very bottom, and we did actually go below the target at the very bottom of the ascending triangle. And what we are seeing right now on the RSI is the moving average on the RSI is actually flipping below the RSI, and it looks like we could break this this sort of falling wedge pattern that you can see on the RSI as of right now. If we do break to the upside here, we could see another parabolic run like we saw in 2016 and 2017. This could take us all the way up. This could take Ethereum, back all the way back up to around 4,000 and even higher than that. Now, just to be aware, this is on the weekly, so it did take a very long time for that to happen, but this could be the start for that parabolic run towards the upside for Ethereum. And if we do take a look at this chart again, just to bring you back to this falling wedge, on the RSI. If we do break to the upside, which as of right now looks like we are, about to come into that resistance. Once we do break this falling wedge on the RSI, I will be opening a big long position on Ethereum because I do think that this scenario could play out again, and we could get that parabolic run to the upside. Now, this doesn't mean that we aren't going to see that period of consolidation, because as you can see here, back in 2016, 2017, we had slight consolidation towards the upside for about 4 or 5 weeks. So, we could see that before we see that major move to the upside. But this just indicates to us that we could see a parabolic run towards the upside for Ethereum in towards maybe the end of this year. We will see, but I will be opening a big long position if we do break towards the upside of this falling wedge on the RSI.
Yeah, because that's the thing. So even if we do go through that, to give everybody a bit of a timeline. So, let's say even if we get 5 candles of, let's say, consolidation or something like this, that would still very much fit exactly what happened after we had that initial pump. You see these, there's 2 red candles on the right-hand side, the Ethereum 2016-17 chart. So, if we were to have that, and each one of these represents a week, by the way. So, even if we have, let's say, 5 weeks of not very much action, we're already, pretty much already in August. That would bring us into, middle of September. And then I think that kind of, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that I think we probably will be quite well suited for a bit of a movement towards the end of the year. So I think this, it might not be as aggressive as this move because obviously there was very different economic, what do you call them, landscape? It was just a different time. There was different stuff going on. The US is just kind of entered a recession. So
Yeah.
there is that to keep in mind. But yeah, I think a big move to the upside really could. It does look like it could be on the cards, given
Yeah.
what's happened previously.
And then, this could be what takes Ethereum to 10K, and sort of that's what we all are waiting for, and that's what my portfolio is waiting for.
Yeah, it's just full of Ethereum
Yeah,
and lots of prayers.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, do you have any other questions, or AJ?
Yeah, I'll
Anything else
just
we want to revisit?
mention. I filmed a video this morning talking about the Bitcoin macro bottom. I'll get that edited for you guys and get that out today. Shouldn't take too long, so watch out
Oh,
for
I
that.
see.
Lots of nice information in there that sort of is telling us that the macro bottom has been established. So yeah, watch out for that.
There we go. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit
Yeah,
the bell notification so you get that. And we will leave you with the Fear and Greed Index.
we will. Yes. So fear
AJ,
and
you
greed
want to bring
index
that up?
is just
Looking
below
okay.
40.
It's
Sitting at
looking okay.
39. It
I
is
feel pretty
looking
good about
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's looking.
Yeah. If only now Bitcoin could go to 39,000, that would be great.
That would be great. Yeah.
Imagine it, I mean, it kind of is in a way. The price of Bitcoin is like it's not like obviously exact because the fear and greed index throws like 0 to 100, but
Yeah.
it would be quite good if Bitcoin now like had to follow the price of the fear and greed index.
It would. Yeah. It would be quite
But it very
nice.
much, yeah,
But
it's
yeah.
not
But
happening.
then
Not
it
anytime
means
soon.
that the Bitcoin top is at 100K. So
That is true. But I mean, at this stage, I'll take 100K.
yeah.
Then just get out and then imagine if like some like penny stock or something or like little one of these little shit coins starts, or like Shiba Inu just suddenly becomes worth $39. Wasn't there was
It'll
some
be.
crazy guy, he bought like I think it was like, oh Jesus, oh it's a bird. um it's got freaked out. I think some guy bought like $250 million worth of Shiba Inu. It's absolutely insane, and it was like a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago. So I mean, he's obviously expecting quite big things. It's probably
Yeah.
Elon Musk or something like this.
Yeah. Well, he's more of a Dogecoin ambassador, isn't he?
Yeah, that is true. That is
Love his
true.
Dogecoin.
Uh, but anyway, guys. All
Yeah.
right, it was good to see you all on here. Thanks for coming. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.